Michael here with Home Health Success Academy, and welcome back to another one of our videos. In this video, it's part of a 5-part video series regarding hiring, training, and the expectations of a marketer for a home health, a home care, or a hospice agency, right? So like I said, in this video right here, to part 2, let's start talking about where to find marketers, where to find the marketers that's going to be good for you guys. Now, the previous video, we talked about the expectations and the pay structures for marketers for a home health, home care, or hospice agency. Now, let's go ahead and get started in talking about where to find marketers. Now, here's the thing, guys. Marketers can be found everywhere. The thing, though, is you need a particular type of marketer to work for you. So if you have your expectations set, you know what you need. Now, let's go ahead and find it. So for me, wise, I tend to stay away from hiring marketers that have worked for previous agencies. So meaning that if this marketer starts applying to me and they say that they're currently employed at the current agency that they're in, I tend to move away from that. Now, a lot of marketers, I've seen this where people put job posts out there. They say, must have a current list of referral sources, must have contacts already established before they want to hire a marketer. And to be honest, I don't believe in that. The reason for this is that a marketer leaving another agency for your agency makes me question them. Because if they are a great marketer, that company will do everything they can do to make that marketer happy and satisfied. So if they're not satisfied, there's something going wrong. Whether, and I see this a lot, where this marketer is leaving because he knows he's not meeting the quota that he's supposed to meet. So he's going to go to the next job. I've seen marketers jump from one agency to the other, and they never lose a job, and they can still make that $70,000, $80,000, a year, but move from one agency to an agency. I've seen marketers pretend, and they apply to 5 agencies. Here they are getting paid by 5 agencies, getting paid $4,000 or $5,000 a month, but they don't start producing, and then they get fired by one agency, right? But they still making money, right? Because before that agency figures out that this person is not bringing anything to us, he already made his money. You see how crazy that is? So you want to be able to understand that finding the right marketer, sometimes you should not hire marketers that are looking for a job with you who's currently working for another agency. Especially if they try to do that thing where I can bring you all the people that I'm working with right now. Listen, I have contacts with everybody, but that doesn't mean that they refer to me. Just because I know them, just because I met them, that doesn't mean that they will refer patients to me. Right? It goes know, like, and trust. I may know them, they may know me, they may like me, but they don't trust me yet. So why should I hire you? And also, like I said, it puts you at a risk that if they have a non-compete clause in their application with that company, that can put your company at risk for a lawsuit. To be honest, for me, wise, one of my best marketers that I hired worked for Starbucks. The person was very personable. He's been serving me drinks every day that I go there in the morning, knew my name, knew what I wanted, but even though if he knew what I wanted, he still always asked me, Michael, do you want to try something different today? And that always made me curious. So he was making what? $9 to $10 an hour at this facility, offered him a job to me and said, look, try it part-time, try it 3 days a week. You only work weekends anyways at Starbucks, right? You only work 4 hours in the morning time during the weekdays. Why don't you try it out? And before you know it, he was bringing in 30, 40 patients a month within 6 months of working for me. But then, of course, wanted to become a doctor, so he left my company, and, the money that he was able to put together working for me was he was able to afford himself an education and became a doctor eventually. But here's the thing, guys. The most important thing to be able to find out when you hire a marketer is, number one, is maybe are they experienced working with customers? Meaning, do they have front customer experience? Whether they work in sales, whether they work, in the mall, doesn't matter. Are they able and have they handled face-to-face? Because there's a lot of people that go to school, get a bachelor's degree, get an associate's degree in business, marketing, and sales, for example, whatever. But when they go out, they don't have life experience. So the moment they hit a block, hit a wall, somebody says no to them, bam, their feelings are shot. What you need is to be able to get yourself a marketer that already has received so many no's, that's received rejections. I've received more rejections in this business than acceptance. But when I get the acceptance, That right there is where the profit is. So to be honest, for me wise, it doesn't, for hiring a marketer, it doesn't matter what their educational background is. I want to know, can they talk to people? I want to know, can they do things with a smile? I want to know, are they able to explain things? I want to know their presentation skills are on point. I want to make sure that this person that's going to be working for me is good at working as a team. But at the same time can be an individual where they don't need me. They can handle things out there. So for me wise, I look around. Everywhere you work has a potential to have somebody work for you. Starbucks, McDonald's, right? I'll tell you guys one thing, right? Close the door, look around in your office. There's somebody in your office that maybe is a receptionist working for you, maybe a CNA, maybe a caregiver, maybe one of your people in your office wants to do it. They know your company. They know what you're capable of. They know the structure of how things are set up. So they're going to be great at potentially selling. The biggest problem that we don't do is we don't provide them education. When we hire nurses, when we hire caregivers, we put them in some form of a training so that they're ready to take care of the clients in the field. Most marketers that get hired, they're not given training. Because how can they be given training when even the owner themselves of a company, the administrator, the director of nursing, that has no idea on how to get patients? All they think is go out there and get some patients. And that's why, for our business is structured, is our main goal is to help companies like yours, help marketers interested in being able to learn the techniques and strategies on how to be able to do a presentation, how to follow up, right? How to be able to find the right places to get referrals from, doing how to handle objections. Just because you got a no, that doesn't mean it's a no. It's just one no until you turn it into a yes. How many times have you guys out there, told somebody no, I'm not interested, but eventually bought that product? So that's the goal here. If I'm really putting out the feelers out there, I like to poach people. Now, I told you guys, don't hire marketers out there that is looking for a job who used to work for another agency. But if I meet a marketer who's currently working for another agency, and maybe I met them in the field and they're marketing as well, and I think that they're a good person, that they'll be a go-getter, I sure as hell will poach them. I didn't say approach, I say poach. Poach them from their company. I'll say, listen, how much are you getting paid? How much can you produce? A good marketer will say, I can bring them this much. All right, go ahead, come on in. Then I can hire somebody who worked for another agency because I found them, I saw what they can do, and I poached them. Okay. Another good place to look into is Indeed. Indeed is a great resource. So if you're looking for a marketer, go to Indeed. You pay a minimum fee just to be able to post a job, and it's a great thing. But here's my thing, just to let you guys know, is when I put out Indeed, I don't just put the job description of a marketer, I put my expectations. And the reason why I say this is my expectations, and I even put out my pay structure, is if somebody reads that and they're like, no, I can't do that, then guess what? It saved me time of maybe interviewing him or looking into his resume that it's worthless. So that's one thing that you need to do. So Indeed's a great place. Another one that's good is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great resource to be able to post stuff. I've done it as well as in Facebook as well. All those places are great places for me to find jobs, find employees. But LinkedIn is my go-to place nowadays. LinkedIn and Indeed. So those are two of my main ones. For Facebook is typically when I'm looking for nurses and caregivers to work for my company. But if I'm looking for a marketer, it's going to be Indeed and it's going to be LinkedIn. So those are my choices when it comes to trying to find that marketer. Okay. So, how have you found a marketer in the past? A marketer that's good, that works well, not a person that you just hired and all of a sudden had to fire, right? So share that information in the video down below. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified of any new videos that's coming out. Always understand that home health marketing is easy when you know what you're doing. And the goal here in this video series is to be able to help you guys find the right marketer. So this is the second video of the series. There's 3 more coming in. Please make sure you watch those. And if you haven't watched the one before this, part 1, make sure you watch that as well. Have a great day.